So, like we talked about last week, we changed the channel to Sean L. Stills. Now, the big idea with this channel is, of course, following the progress of me becoming, or again becoming, a photographer. And of course, you guys joining in on the journey. Remembering what we talked about last week, the point about being a photographer, it's kind of something you have inside you, something that you really want to do, something that makes you feel wonderful. But starting up as a photographer, you kind of need some equipment as well. Making sure you have all the equipment and going out and buying a whole lot of expensive equipment, it's not really necessary. And why would I say that? I mean, everybody I've seen on the internet and on Facebook, on these pages that of course I follow and interact with, they all go out and buy these extreme expensive cameras and they use thousands of dollars on all sorts of different kinds of equipment, thinking that that's going to make them an amazing photographer. And that's just not true. So what do you need to become a photographer? It's quite simple. You need a camera, you need an object, and you need some sort of editing, if that's what you're into, equipment. There are a lot of different things you can use, but a level entry camera, a level entry DSLR is of course optimal. Choosing a DSLR is kind of a tricky thing. Now, they can range from a lot of dollars. Here in Denmark we have something called krona, and the currency is kind of difficult. A lot of the level entry DSLRs in Denmark has an average price, and saying level entry, you got to remember, I'm not talking about low end. But the level entry DSLRs like the Canon D60, or not 60, sorry, the 650, the 600, the 700, the 750 and 800 and 850. I don't think the 850 is out yet. But things like that, they're level entry, but they're also in high quality. They're in what we call an amateur professional range. There's also the D5, the D70, the D60, the D6, the D1, which is a 1DX actually what it's called. And the D12, it keeps going with these. Now this is Canon, and I know it seems kind of stupid, but Canon's kind of my brand. I'm not into these Nikon and what else. So I don't know much about them. Not saying that they're bad cameras, I just don't know much about them. So what we need is a level entry camera. I have bought the 77D. Now this is the 77D from Canon with just a regular kit lens, 18 to 55, nothing special, nice camera. So this camera that I have, it costs around about 75 or 8,000 krona. So 7,500 krona is around about $1,200 US. And it's a really, really nice camera. It's called a semi-pro camera. And it's got all the features I need. It kind of resembles the 70D or the 5D, just a bit smaller version of the 5D. And it's got all the megapixels, and it's got a really, really high ISO. It's got all I need to make all the shots I need, and of course the film I need. But you don't have to start there. If you don't have like 10,000 krona or let's say $3,000 to start up, you do have other options. Now the other options you could use would be your phone. I'm not recommending you become a photographer with your phone, but the quality of the cameras in some of these newer phones is just amazing. And it kind of makes a camera redundant. I know there are companies out there that make lenses for phones, companies like Moment lenses, which are blowing minds away right now. They are crazy and their quality is just intense. But most people, again, just have a regular phone. You can take really, really nice pictures with this, and you can download a simple and free editing program like Adobe Lightroom for mobile. It works quite well when you're editing your photos. So this is one of the things you can start with already today. Everybody has a phone they can take pictures with. Remembering that some people don't have that quality and some people don't have everything you need. One of the biggest photographers there are out there is someone like Joey Lawrence, Joey L. You can check out his work on joeyl.com, it's really, really nice. He started with a 2 megapixel point and shoot, and that's mind-blowing because he is extreme right now. It's about you and what's in front of you and what you can do with what you have in your hands. Now there's something in between. You don't have to buy a level entry or a semi-pro DSLR camera. You can go just like in between. Now in between is something like a simple point and shoot. Now this point and shoot I bought because I like to vlog, and right now I'm not using it for vlogging, of course, I'm using my DSLR. But it actually takes really good pictures, and I can put everything on manual mode, which means I can control the ISO, I can control what f-stop I'm on, and I can control the shutter speed, and it actually works really, really well. The thing is with this is I liked it because it had a flip-up screen like this, so that made it kind of cool. So usually I'm a Canon person. This is a Sony WD-500. It's a cheap model, doesn't cost very much. I think this costs around about $300 or something, maybe less. It's quite cheap actually, and I'm very happy with this. I actually don't go anywhere without it. And if I do go anywhere, I do have my phone, so I'll always be able to take pictures. Now, if we're going to concentrate a bit more on these DSLRs, you'll see a lot of places that everybody has 15 kinds of different kinds of lenses they put on. And that is a really good idea to buy different kinds of focal lengths. But starting up, you really don't need this. All you need is a simple DSLR with a kit lens on it. The 1855 when it's Canon. I'm not sure what it is when it's a Nikon or a Sony or whatever. It does the job. Now it's kind of cheaper glass, but it does give you what you need. And that's nice, I gotta say. I mean, I'm using the kit lens right now to film this, just to prove a point. And I think it looks just quite fine. I usually use the 17 to 50 zoom. It's 2.8. I really like it. I don't take many long shots, and when I do, I kind of just use my 7300. But the 17 to 50 is actually just a nice, simple lens. I mean, it's a bit better glass, and it's got a bit lower f-stop, so it's a bit more fun to use than the kit lens. But it works, it does the job, it's what I need. Being able to control your camera before you buy thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of equipment would kind of be the best way to go. It's like when you're buying a really, really crappy car in the start. If you can drive that, you can drive bloody well anything. So this is the same kind of concept. Buy a good level entry camera that doesn't cost too much. Either it's a phone, a DSLR, or just a regular point and shoot, and start taking pictures right away, today. Go out, and it doesn't matter if the light's bad, just start taking pictures, trying to see if you can create something. Take some close-ups, some macros and whatnot, and just see what you can create. See if you can figure out if this is something for you or not. So once you've bought your DSLR or your level entry camera, if you do decide to buy a DSLR, you'll have interchangeable lenses, and this is a really, really nice thing to have. Once you go out and buy a different lens than the kit lens, a good start, in my opinion, would be the Nifty 50. Now, what's the Nifty 50? The Nifty 50 is a simple 50mm 1.8. You can buy it as a 1.4, but that's quite expensive. The 1.8 is really, really nice. It actually only costs around about $100. I actually have one. I use the 1.8. I don't think I need the 1.4 when I have the 1.8. Now it's a small, simple little lens. Let's see if I can get zoom right. Nothing special, but the pictures it takes, because it's a 1.8 in f-stop, is just really, really nice. I love this. It cost me 900 krona, which is around about $100, around $150. And it's a simple lens you can change. It's regular, it's not a zoom or anything, it's just a regular 50mm. But it really does the job. It's a nice lens. It's got small glass, nothing really special on it. Because, I mean, again, bigger glass, lower focal. I use it actually a lot. I especially use it when I do portrait. So once you've done this, once you've bought the Nifty 50, you've got the 18 to 55 kit lens, you kind of have a really, really nice range of different lenses. But something's far away and you want to take a picture of it. You can't get there. So you'll need something with a greater zoom on it. This is definitely not a really good lens at all. And Tamron, they make perfectly fine and good lenses. They actually make really high quality lenses as well. This is one of the old school lenses. So this is a 70, no, what is it? Yeah, it's a 70 to 300 macro. It's got f-stop on 4 and goes up to like 6.3, I think, 5.6. I mean, it's not bad. It's just not good, but it's got a nice zoom to it. So that's another good lens to invest in if you need something just quick and nice. It takes good pictures in the daytime. Don't start taking it at night. You won't get enough light in. Now once you've bought all these things, you're ready to take pictures. You've been ready for a long time, but this is one of the things that you can use. If you also like to start vlogging, you also have a chance of buying some different kinds of tripods you can bring. I'm actually on a tripod right now, a bit more expensive than this, a proper tripod. And the tripod I have is a Camlink. It's a really nice, sturdy tripod. It's got all it needs. It's smooth and I love it. But again, things like this, they're not really that necessary if you want to take pictures. A really good tripod, sturdy tripod is everything. Taking pictures in low light and taking pictures where you have a shutter speed that's really low. Being able to put it on tripod and keep that camera steady is just wonderful. So invest in a good tripod. The tripod I have costs around about, I don't know. This is kind of the products that you need. You can also buy all sorts of lighting and stuff, but let's just start at one point. And that one point is taking some really nice shots. And just using what you have around you. Buy a DSLR if you want. Buy a point and shoot if you want. Or just use your phone. Keep remembering that these things have different limitations. Some of them give more, some of them give less. But going out and buying a level entry equipment doesn't make you a bad photographer. Or going out and buying really expensive equipment doesn't make you a good photographer. It's whatever you see and how you decide to portray your art. And that's the next thing I want to come in on, because what I wanted to talk a bit about was what I used to be as a photographer. I used to only take pictures in the studio. I was really bad at taking pictures outside. I didn't have any idea of what I was doing, lighting and whatnot. So what I did was I started taking pictures and learning lighting in the studio. This was of course part of the education of being a photographer, and it did a really nice job because I learned a lot. But I was limited. I didn't go anywhere. I was just taking pictures in the studio and trying to put it through Photoshop, which was the main thing back then. We were back in the Photoshop 4, I think, or earlier, but 4. And what I got was, I got some really nice overdramatic shots, and I found out that Photoshop was actually funner. I had no interest in keeping on taking pictures in the studio. I mean, it was the same thing. It was Rembrandt and everything's there, light, click, everything's gone. And I kind of lost the interest. I started making all sorts of weird pictures, and they were actually quite dark. I had a really dark era while I was learning to be a photographer. So I decided actually to call it quits. I talked about last time how I called it quits and how my style was just really eerie and dark. It was kind of goth. And it wasn't really the style I wanted. So it kind of died for me. So what I've done now is I've tried to push myself into trying to make some other kinds of pictures, trying to portray things I'm not used to. And it actually goes really well. So use what you have, start trying to take some pictures using Adobe Photoshop or using Lightroom. You can get them on your phone and you can edit there. It would be perfect. Just start taking a whole lot of pictures. Let me know in the comments what kind of camera you use, if it's your phone or whatnot. The limitations you might have with whatever you use, and what you would like to see could be done better if you were to invest in something a bit high-end than what you use now, or a higher end than what you use now. Please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button. We really like the like button. Hit the bell, because the bell will always tell you when I upload a new video, and I will be uploading every week. And I'll see you guys later. Have a nice one.